What's up everyone, it is your one and only PSGD, brought to you by the power of PlayStation and Share Factory, and today I'm very privileged to be looking at Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which arrived on the PlayStation 4 approximately 2.5 weeks ago now, thanks to Namco Bandai distributor here in Australia. So, we might get into one little thing before I really push on with this review. Now, you'll notice that I'm not featuring in this video, and that is because I'm having some issues with my green screen at the moment. So I do apologize to each and every one of my viewers that you cannot see my smiling face in this review. Now, down to the gamer dad business side of things. This game is actually really quick to load into. It took me about 1 minute and 20, and that's like considerably quick compared to something like Grand Theft Auto 5. So I was really happy with that. Could you play this around the kids? My kids are 3 and 6, and the short answer to that is absolutely not. Now you might say, oh okay, why PSGD? Well, it's very simple. There's a lot of swearing, there's a lot of violence, and there is a lot of scenes which I don't think personally are fit for my kids. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Because that means I have an excuse to pick up something in the evening and play it that is like gruesome, full on, and enjoyable by adult standards. So I'm really happy with that. Which probably leads me into my next biggest point. The story in this game is very good, very immersive. It's got a lot of depth to it, and if you want to invest some serious time in it, you're going to get a lot from it. One of the things that I loved, and I mean I loved about this game, was as soon as I put it on, it gave me a big cutscene of about 15 minutes worth. Some people would say yawn fest, I certainly didn't, but it gave me a rundown of what's happened in the series. Now there's 6 games in this series which have spanned from 2000 until now, so it's worth catching up on, and I think that shows a really good dedication level from the developer and the publisher to put something in there that's useful, that gives you that background. So generally speaking, in fact all the time speaking, it's a first-person shooter. We're always playing in that first-person perspective. We have a really big, deep, immersive story, and we also have a bunch of side missions. One of the other things that I thought was fantastic about this game was the fact that the objectives were clear. I hate trying to find where I need to go and how I need to get there. This game does it really well. It's simplistic and it's easy to sort of navigate your way around. One of the parts which we just saw happening before was when you're in the story mode, you can actually elect the way you want a conversation to go. Now, I thought that was enough to keep people from just watching a cutscene. You're kind of thinking on the fly about what you need to do. And that just sort of spices things up a little bit, right? It makes you sort of like not just put down the controller during the cutscene, but pay attention to it and see what you need to do. If there's one thing that I struggled a little bit with, it was the controls. Now, Jensen has a bunch of augmentations, and that's basically skill points onto the character. The interesting part about it is it can be a little bit to manage in terms of how you control stuff. You need to assign augs to different positions on the D-pad, and you need to be able to enact them or enable them when you're in combat. Now, that can be a little bit tricky at times, but the controls are okay, it just takes you a little bit of time to get your head around them. If there was one downfall of the augs, it's probably that the story doesn't really require you to use them or any specific one to progress through the story. Now basically I maxed out my hacking augmentation, so now I don't need to hunt for a lot of different stuff. I can just go straight to a terminal and hack it and it's okay. If I would suggest anything positive to change, it would be to put more emphasis in the story to make sure that augmentations needed to be used in specific scenarios and force the player to go and find them, to enact them or to enable them, and to get them actually helping the player through the level. Anyway guys, PSGD's Peak is a very immersive story, rewards people who want to delve into it. PSGD's Pit is probably the fact that augs don't really ever feel like they're changing the outcome of a level. With that guys, I've got to let you get going. I've already chewed up 4 minutes and 30 of your time. Thank you as always for taking the time to watch my videos. Please like and subscribe and chat on my Facebook page. And until next time guys, enjoy that PlayStation gaming.